Hi Pondview Elementary students, this is Ms. Hum. I wanted to give you a video to help you navigate through Schoology as this is kind of a new way of learning. And I think some of you have actually had some experience. If you have, that's okay, even better. So on this tile here, you'll see this image and this is your language therapy course. Ignore the school name, but all this information is relevant to Pondview students. So up here, you're going to see a coronavirus social story, just a PowerPoint for you to look at if you'd like. And then you're going to have an attendance check-in, which is kind of like something to start to ease into the week and have a fun conversation. So I wanted you to let you know that if you have anything to share, I would like you to share what your favorite food is. So I'm going to share what my favorite food is, and my favorite food right now is spaghetti. Hmm. All right, so you see my response, and I'd love for you to contribute and add your own. So let's go back to the main folder, and you're going to click onto the folder that says Pondview 6th grade. And in this folder is a getting started folder, and then each week there are activities within the folder. So the week of March 30th, which is Monday, but I see you on Wednesdays, so you'll always have your lesson updated by Wednesday. So let's go into getting started. And in here is a school letter with my contact information. So and it's going to look like this. And this is my email address and my Google phone number. So if you need to reach me, this is one way to do it. And then you're going to see this thumbprint on your course page. I am available every Wednesday because that's when I'm at school from 8 to 3:30. And I'm actually going to show you in case you don't know how to do conferences and you want to have a virtual conference with me. I'm going to show you here. So what this looks like is you're going to have your groups on your case, and then you're going to click on My Groups, and then you're going to scroll down to Palmview Miss Hum's Speech Language Therapy Group. And then you're going to scroll down to the left, and right here it says Conferences, which is a tab. So either I can invite you, or you can invite me, or you can ask me to set one up and I can create one. So I'm going to show you how that looks. So I'm going to put speech, start the time on Wednesday, and we'll do 10 a.m. or let's do 2 p.m. because that's usually when I see you. Now I can only do a conference with one-on-one. I can't do a group unless you guys happen to be in the same room, and that's probably not happening. So you're going to click on Start Conference, and it's going to give you a prompt where you will choose for your microphone to be allowed or to listen. Generally, you'd pick microphone because if I want to be heard or you want to be heard, you're going to allow your computer to access the microphone. Then it's going to do an echo test, which will take a few moments for it to load and show. And then it will give you a thumbs up for yes and a thumbs down for no if you didn't hear any echo. So I heard my echo, and then here's what the platform looks like. So I'm apparently the only person in this conversation. Here is a mic that shows to mute. So if you're listening to someone talk on the other line, but there's too much background noise and it's distracting, you might want to mute it, but then you'd unmute it to share. And then this camera leave audio, meaning that you would leave the conference and you can't hear anything. This is to share your video, which right now I can't click on because I already have a different video from another program. And share your screen. So if we were doing an activity in language, I could share my screen so you can better understand what I'm talking about. So that's quite helpful. I'm going to close that out and I'm going to end this conference and that's going to disappear. I'm going to go back up to my courses and click back onto Palmview thumbnail. And then I'm going to show you your activity. And week 1. and you're going to click on Boom Cards, which is going to take you to an external link, which means it's outside of Schoology. And you're going to see a roster of students, and I'm going to sign in. I'm going to sign in under Miss Hum with Fox and Butterfly, which will be yours. So actually, just going back, you're going to see your initials, and whatever your initials are, you're going to click onto that profile. So Fox and Butterfly, and here we have summarizing task cards. So you're going to do task card 1 and 2, and actually I'm going to read the first one for you. Dorothy lived in the midst of the great Kansas prairies with Uncle Henry, who was a farmer, and Aunt Em, who was a farmer's wife. Their house was small, for the lumber to build it had to be carried by wagon many miles. There were 4 walls, a floor, and a roof, which made one room, and this room contained a rusty-looking cook stove, a cupboard for the dishes, and a table, 3 or 4 chairs, and the beds. Uncle Henry and Aunt Em had big bed in one corner, and Dorothy a little bed in another corner. There was no garret at all, and no cellar except a small hole dug in the ground, called a cyclone cellar, for tornadoes, where the family could go in case one of those great whirlwinds arose, mighty enough to crush any building in its path. It was reached by the trap in the door of the middle of the floor, which a ladder led down into the small dark hole. When Dorothy stood in the doorway and looked around, she could see nothing but gray prairie on every side, meaning there are no trees, it was just land. What is the best summary of the excerpt? So excerpt means this passage here of what the whole summary is. So either A, B, C, or D. Make your best guess. The excerpt is mainly about family, prairie, farm, or house. Then the short answer question, how would you describe Dorothy's life? Let's go back up to number 1. What is the best summary, meaning with a little bit of details, not the main idea? Uncle Henry, Aunt Em, and Dorothy lived on a farm in Kansas. They did not have much, and the house was small. It's true. Dorothy lived with her uncle and aunt in one small room house with a small cyclone cellar. That might have been a key detail, especially when they were talking about if a whirlwind or a tornado came by, that's where they could go be safe. Dorothy lived in Kansas on a one-roomed house. That might be more of a main idea question rather than a summary. Dorothy lived with her uncle and Aunt Em on a small farm on Kansas. There was not much there, just gray prairie. I think they were talking a little bit less about the prairie and more about the house and what was inside of it. So my guess would be B. Okay? Or you can undo it and choose. The excerpt is mainly about Dorothy's family, prairie, farm, or house, which is the main idea. And then their short answer, how would you describe Dorothy's life? Well, given that she lives in a small home, the family is poor, they probably don't have a lot, and they work very, very hard on the farm. They spend a lot of time as a family, and they do simple things like play games and cook and maybe mend to make their clothes. So let's do task card 2. I'm going to read it to you, read the questions, and then you're going to answer them on your own profile. Are you away from your grandchildren and often want to connect with them on social networking sites? Do you feel less confident in understanding the ways to protect yourself from online scams? Or have you ever been victimized due to the demographics? So demographics means like where you live socially and geographically. Then you are not alone. Although social media is a great way to stay in touch with the family and friends, all of this comes with a price. Online privacy is often debated, so it means it can be argued, good or bad, to be scarier than ever as ads have new possibilities and have started to risk the online privacy of many, including seniors. Zuckerberg, the creator of Facebook, recently faced accusations surrounding online privacy and data theft. The allegations sparked a lot of conversations, especially after knowing that they gathered information that was later said to advertisers. Baby boomers are not familiar with the friends of social media and the internet, making them easiest target for hackers and snoopers. So baby boomers are parents or that are like usually in their 65, 70 range. Um, which of the following is the best summary? Social media may be a great way to connect with people, but this might put you at risk since online companies like Facebook are selling user information. People need to be more cautious, meaning careful, about using social media because of their identity might be stolen. Companies like Facebook are making people uneasy about social media because they are worried for their information will be sold. What is the main idea? Social media, Facebook, online scams, or hackers? And a short answer, do you feel it is safe to use social media? Yes or no, and I want you to give a reason, and I want you to put that in the discussion box. So I only want you to do card 1 and card 2. So I'm going to save and quit and exit out and go back to Palmview 6th grade. And on here, for my speech student working on their S and TH sounds, we have 2 students with their initials next to it. This is a video on how to work on your sounds and your tongue twisters for TH and S. And I want you to actually record yourself. So I'm going to show you how to record yourself. I want you to think about taking your time when you're speaking and saying all sounds of the words. So here's your activity. You're going to view it, and then I'm going to show you how to record yourself. If your computer has a webcam, use a video. If it's just audio, you're going to click on here and then click on here and it'll record. And then you're going to save as week 1 and your initials. Okay? So I'm going to close that out. And the same goes for you, student. You're going to submit, there's going to be a tab here that says submit assignment. That's where you're going to put your saved document of your sound recording. And then tongue twisters with S, and you're going to record all of your sounds, and I'm going to put an activity in there which I see is not in here yet. So no worries. Anyway, I wanted to say that if you have any questions or you would like to meet with me virtually, please let me know. I'm happy to meet up with you on virtual Schoology conference. And again, it's up to 15 minutes. So on the folder, you should see my schedule. It would be between 2 p.m. and 3:30, like I normally would see you, but a little bit longer, just so that you have some extra time in case I have more than one student. I hope that you guys are all well, happy, healthy, and safe. Keep learning and growing, and wash your hands. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye.